welcome to FM Training TV, where we talk about the fantastic and wonderful FileMaker platform. My name is Margaret, and I am here with the amazing Nick Hunter today, here to talk about FileMaker. We're going to work on day 8 of our Build a Robot in FileMaker series, which has been really fun so far. So that'll be really cool. Real quick, before we get into it, a quick reminder that we stream on 4 platforms. We stream on YouTube, we stream on Discord, we stream on Twitch, and also we stream on Zoom. So if you happen to want a Zoom link to the Zoom meeting where, you can watch this live instead of Discord or whatever, or YouTube or Twitch, let me know. I can send you a message. Otherwise, good to see everyone here. Let's talk about the live stream schedule. We do this 5 days a week. So tomorrow is going to be the 360 works deploy for your FileMaker database with Christian and Jacob, which should be fun. Monday is going to be value list with John Hogle, which also should be interesting. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday will be Nick Hunter continuing his series or answering questions, depending on where we end up, which will be really quite interesting. If you guys have questions about things for Nick specifically, always good to ask him, so I can collect them for him later. With that being said, if you'd like to support the channel, we do have the FM Training Annual Subscription Bundle. It's 100 plus hours of video content. Nick is a trainer on it, as is Richard and Jacob and Calvin, a couple of people that you guys know. So if you are interested in this sort of thing, please acquire it. We greatly appreciate it. Helps support the channel, helps keeps us going. And you get lots of training on everything, pretty much everything in the FileMaker platform out of it. So hey, it's not a bad deal. With that being said, with my very quick introduction done, Nick, what are we doing today? How are you doing?
I'm doing good, thank you. So thank you everybody for joining today. So that's my last day of the week. Anyway, tomorrow, Saturday and Sunday, I will be off. Okay, to get ready for Monday. Today we do the last day of the week, and it will be about always the bot, but I'm using the bot stuff to be more prolific on my explanation. So I'm using the bot as a support to explain you many things and get in the detail of every single thing, right? So if you watch the series since the last 2 weeks, you will see that this is extremely very rich in contents, right? We have a lot of rich content, and I'm explaining things, and I'm taking my time, because normally I don't have time. It's 1 hour and stop. So here we have time, long period. So we talk about many things, right? In this webinar, and we have a lot of good things in this webinar. But and it's difficult, and it's better. Let's say it's better for you guys to see the thing in real condition. So you have the theory, you have the the sample file and stuff like that, but you see the thing in real condition, right? In the real world solution, right? So today we are going to see something interesting, something that you can, obviously the bot needs, but you may need on every single script you run, especially the script you run on server. Okay. So what is about? It's about getting a script status, a script history, script status, script history. So let me show you what I'm talking about, okay? So I'm going to share my screen. So in every single solution that I'm building for my customer, I'm building the same thing, So you remember, we talk about that many times, about their consistency. What you have a consistency, that means you can replicate things from one file to another. So if you build like me, I build the last 6 years, I may have built 10 or 15 files, right? So when you build something like this, and you have a consistency in your work, you can reuse pieces like this. You reuse components, but that, if you have consistency in your environment, it's very simple. It's very easy. If you don't have consistency, it takes more time to try to replicate something instead of building from scratch. So that being said, let's put that on the side. So that being said, what I'm talking about something like this. I call that the server activity. So what is a server activity? It's every single pieces I have, okay? Every single pieces I have. And sometimes not only the pieces, but mostly I build that for pieces. Pieces is perform script on server. Problem of pieces, I'll show you the problem. I'll tell you the problem, is that we have no return. You don't know what's going on. You don't know if the script is running. You don't know if the script stopped. You don't know if there's an error. You have no proof of nothing, right? It's the perfect burglar, or the pieces, perfect burglar. You have no idea what's going on. No idea. It's a pickpocket, right? You don't feel anything, and at the end, you might end up without your wallet. So, it's pieces is dangerous. Sometimes can be, and it's difficult to control. And so that's the negative side. Okay. To prevent that to happen, okay. So I explained that many times. That to me, I consider pieces like a lion, right? And that you must always, all time, keep in a cage. So if for any reason the lion escaped from the cage, God help you. Okay, so pretty much that's the same for pieces, right? So to prevent that, we have many things that we explain, many things about perform script on server in this webinar, in this channel. I made many comments about this. I made many webinars about this. Okay, pretty much every time I'm talking about this. And but I'm using extensively the pieces things, right? The perform script on server, because they are efficient, right? And sometimes they are the only possibility. They are the only response. They are the only answer of solving a problem, or they are the best technique to use to do something. So FileMaker didn't do the job, so I did the job, and we do the job. Developers, we must do the job that FileMaker didn't do. It's kind of a return about what happened on your servers, on your scripts. So here, you can see each time that I'm launching something, right? You see what's going on here, right? So you have kind of an history, right? You have an history about what's going on. So what is it about? I'm telling you which day, which hour, right? Who launched it, the script, the type, okay? Because sometimes you can have script on server, or sometimes you want to know if it's a scheduled script on server, right? Script on server, scheduled script on server, or a script triggered by the API, right? So by FileMaker API. So you want to know that, okay? If it's script on server, API, or scheduled. Okay. So I don't know if I have scheduled here. No, don't have scheduled. Okay. But anyway, then I have the script name, what the script triggered, right? The duration, how long the script, the duration. So here, I like, remember I told you, that's minutes, So that script, for example, here lasted 85 minutes, right? So that's a long script, right? It's a long script, 66 minutes, right? So, and I passed, really passed the threshold that I forced myself to be in, okay? Unfortunately, sometimes you have no way then to wait for the thing to happen. So, and that will be part of another webinar, how to prevent multiple pieces to happen. Okay, so the problem when you have like something like this, 66 minutes, for example, or 86 minutes, or 95 minutes, right? It's an hour and a half, right? So it's a lot. It's a lot. It's an hour and a half. It's a lot. Imagine that you have 3 people, 5 people, 10 people launching an hour and a half pieces. Imagine this. Your server is dead, completely exploded. Okay. So there's a technique to prevent that to happen. And what I'm showing right now is half the technique. Okay, is the end of the technique, right? So we will do another webinar about how to prevent multiple pieces to happen, right? Knowing that you have no idea what another user is doing, right? You have no idea what another user might have done. So you don't know. So you click the button but you don't know somebody is doing it. So there's ways, there's one technique to prevent that to happen. But this is not the topic of today. The topic of today is to know how long and the error. The error returned. So instantly here, you have kind of a script status, I call that a server activity, but maybe it's not the right terminology, but I always call that way. So because to me, it's kind of the server. It's the server activity that interests me. Okay, it's the server activity that is missing on server, by the way, to show this. So how long it takes, errors and stuff like that. So now I'm going to explain how that works. Okay, how that works. How we get there. First, you guessed it, we need a table. Okay, so it's a very simple table, right? Very, very simple. Account, timestamp, script name, type, duration, error code, error detail, and the duration display. So all of them has an auto entry calculation that will come from the scripts from a local variable. So the script will generate a bunch of local variable with data, like like the script name, dollar script name, type, dollar type, error code. Okay. The duration, right? Duration, error code, error details. So the error details, I told you that in every single of my solution, I have a table I call errors. And I have in a FileMaker solution, in the FileMaker table, I have all the error code from FileMaker. Sometimes I'm updating, but I have the most important error codes here, So when you have the code with the description, that means you can get the description of the error, right? And that is a simple lookup from that table to the table error code, right? So it's very simple by the code. So when I did this, and then here I have the duration display. So pretty much FileMaker will give me a time in millisecond, right? In millisecond, every single millisecond that a script lasts from the beginning to the end, okay? So that will be a millisecond, but you don't want to see 100,000 milliseconds and 2,000, 200,000, So you take the duration, you divide it by 1,000, and then you get second, right? And then you divide by 60, right? Then you get minutes, and then you divide, and then you round it with two digits to be like 2 minutes and and 2 seconds, right? It's 0.2. Okay, so that is the way I'm doing it, So That's the round stuff. Okay. So that's simple. So that's the table, the very, very small table with nothing. There's nothing, no calculation, nothing. You know. Okay. So let's say I have a script. I have a pesos, right? Can be pesos, can be any script, right? I'm using peso because a script that is not a pesos, I don't care to know how much it lasts. I can see it. You know, if the script lasts forever, okay, I know it because I'm in front of it, right? But pesos, you don't, right? And most of the time, when you want to know if your pesos has a problem, is by the time, you know, one day, right? I launched a pesos, right? And I didn't realize, but it ran for 2 days, right? So, and I realized it because my stuff, my service activity say, oh, by the way, this script you launched like 2 days ago, finally stopped. Okay. So, because I was doing something crazy and I forgot to, so let's take a pesos. So do we have any questions so far, by the way?
Yeah, on Tuesday you said that the pesos lasting more than 30 seconds is not good.
No, exactly. But look, I'm showing something. Okay, normally, if you look, all of them, they last nothing. But sometimes those are exceptions. Okay, those are exceptions. Okay, those are queues. You know, they from the queue, right? So I don't have pesos that's but this is a bad example, by the way, but it's okay. Now you're right. You know, I don't allow myself to violate this rule of 30 seconds. But, and that's why, you know, I'm using that example to tell you that in the future, in another webinar, we're going to explain you that say, okay, if a script lasts more than 30 seconds, stop accepting pesos, put them in a queue. Okay. So you can, you know what I mean? So, because otherwise, especially those ones, but something you need to know, yeah. Because that, yeah, I messed up myself. Those scripts are executed by the bots. The bots cannot execute two of them at the same time. He will execute one, wait until the execution execute another one, wait until the execution execute another one, wait until the execution. So by definition, the bot itself will never, ever trigger 2 times, two, 3 or 4 scripts at the same time. So if this one lasts 1 hour or 2 hours, the bot will wait for the 2 hours before he launch another one. That's why I used that on the bots. So that was where I wanted to land, by the way. So yes, I don't allow me to go over the 30 seconds for 90% of my scripts. But here I can, because the bot is going to execute a queue, which is the first arrive, first serve, and we serve one client at a time. So if it lacks 5 hours, that will be the only one running. I cannot run another one. Another user will come and send to the queue, and the queue will put on standby and say, okay, yes, I know you asked me to do that, but I'm doing something, I'm busy. So you wait your turn. Pretty much that's what the queue is doing. It's the bot, the queue says, Mr. Bot, I'm busy. Forget about me until, we call your name. Okay. So pretty much that's what happened. So that's code cane file. So let's land. That's the first, each time because this file is far away. So, okay. So now I'm going to wait until I'm blocked now. And I want to show you a real world stuff, right? So the pixels, if you run multiple pixels at the same time, depending what you do on the pixels, right? You have different impacts on the server, and depending on what you do, right? Here, right? So it's millisecond, right? I keep in that file I put on minutes because that file shows I know I will have pixels that last long. On this one, I don't want that. I want to keep millisecond. Why? Because if I see, 13,000 millisecond, why? Or 27,000, that 2 minutes, right? It's lots. What happened here? But you see, I'm keeping low profile, you know? So they are very, very small, very small. Sometimes zero. It lasts. It's doing 15 millisecond, right? It's millisecond, the thousandths of a second, right? So this 9 second, for example, right? So sometime here, why? So why are you doing this, right? But this, and sometime what you do is say, okay, what this is doing? Okay, I launched this in 2019. So that was tested. I was testing things, right? That in 2019, that 3 years ago, right? By the way, I should clean that. So you see, so you have things like this. So you can monitor your scripts, and I'm not monitoring all of the scripts, but I was monitoring. So sometimes I'm monitoring script I'm working on the script. So I said, okay, I want you to get a monitoring on this because I'm working on it. So I want to know what's going on. Okay. And you want to know the errors and, like something like this, right? Okay, 4.1, right? 4.1, no record match the request, right? So something like this. So, you have kind of a return of information, right? So you know what's going on the scripts, find criteria is empty. So that means I was sending something wrong here. So you understand what I mean? So that was a real world solution I want to show you. But here is different because I have a bot. So the bot is going to prevent, the queue system is going to prevent that multiple pixels to run at the same time, right? So how this works? So let's take a pixels. I don't know which one. Okay. Right? So here what happened. I'm starting the script, right? Starting the script. I'm setting a variable. Okay. So, and I'm setting this as a start time. So I'm starting the script start now. This doesn't count. This is when it starts. So I start the time. So what is this get current time UTCA milliseconds? What is this? Yeah. Is giving you get millisecond. Okay, So this is pretty much the time in millisecond of now. Okay, so if you refresh this, see, it keep going, keep counting, right? It's the time, is the time now, it's the timestamp of now in millisecond, right? It's a tick. So it count them, right? So here what we do, right? You count this, right? And then when you, at the end, you can this, right? And you subtract. Okay. So pretty much you do this. You start, you get that number, right? You do your stuff, right? You do whatever you want to do. And then you said, okay, by the way, that's the duration. The duration is whatever now minus whatever was there. So you get two numbers here. Okay. So let's do it. Okay. Let's do a script and let's show. So, and show dialog. Duration. Okay. Okay. So, and you can, if you want, you can, maybe I do it. No, I don't. So to avoid to have a big stuff, you can do a round stuff. Okay. So let's run this script. So what happened? I'm starting with a number. So I start with this. Start with this. I do whatever I want. Then I do the duration. So I start with that number. Now I have this number. That's the duration. So, I start with that number. Then I say whatever now minus what was before, and that's the new time, right? So this is how it lasts, right? 12,000, 12 seconds. That's the time I last, So if I run that script, it should last 4 seconds, right? So let's try it. If I launch this, it should last 4 seconds, or 4 seconds and 17, okay? Because the time to show the dialogue, right? Okay. So this is, because I said 4 seconds, but if I said 5 seconds, it would change, So now you know how to do that, So boom, 5. See, it changed. It's a 47. So it's those milliseconds. So it's the time of response of FileMaker. But we don't need to have that level of sophistication. But it's important. It's how you that the only way. Don't try to do with the timestamp. Complicated. You need to do that with using that function. And that function has been invented for that reason, because precise enough for that. Okay. So that they invented that in FileMaker 13. Okay. I think. I was there when they invented this. I was there. It was for the internal stuff. That was the name is a name, because you can't even imagine FileMaker. So I'm spitting the beans here. You can't even imagine how many functions you have that in FileMaker that you don't see. You have crazy things that could be very cool to have, by the way. No, not really. For example, the position in pixel where you are in the page, for example, So that's something you have in FileMaker. FileMaker can tell you when you scroll, when you scroll a window, where you are, and you can say, oh, I want to go in the window. I want to go to the pixel 2000, strong, to the pixel. Okay. They activated that for me for something I was doing, but you have a lot of things that, and sometimes they say, oh, why not keeping it for the public, right? So that's what happened. And that's why sometimes the names are not friendly because they for engineers. So, okay, so that was the parenthesis. So now you know. So now how I can, without bothering me, how I can create that record without boring me, and without without what's the name, a relationship or something. Don't forget that I'm using that mostly and practically exclusively for P sources. That means all of this is running on server. So I'm already on server. So if I have a P source, what was my P source? This one, right? Set one. If I have P source, this run on server. This one is on server. Okay. Starting, I'm telling you, I'm starting there. I'm starting now. Do whatever you have to do, search, import, delete, perform find, or do all what you need to do. When you're done, tell me when you're done. So that you're done. Right? But now, it's very simple what you need to do. Okay. You perform a script, right? And what this script do is set a bunch of variables from the parameter, go to the layout, create a new record. That's it. Very simple. It's doing nothing. So here, right? So the P source, I don't remember which one was. It was a set. Okay. So this P source here, I'm sending a bunch of script parameters. So I'm sending a list, and I'm saying, okay, it's script on server. I tell you the account name. I tell you the duration. I tell you the script name, and I'm telling you the errors if I have one. Okay. So we say, okay, Nick, why you do this? Why not the script over there to tell which user, and why not the script name? No, because what I want to know, it's the script name running right now. So what you need to know is this. Let's say I'm running this script. This script is running, right? It's running. And I'm getting there and I'm saying, okay, get script name, right? It tells me the script name of the running script name, right? So using that function, I don't need to take care about, the name of the script. The name of the script will come automatically because I have this get script name. Get script name will work only if you perform it into a script, into a running script. If I use this without running a script, and I said this, it return nothing because I have no running scripts, right? Makes sense. So you need to have a running script to get the script name. So I need the script name I need to send some stuff. So I'm sending, and why the account name right now? Because I want the account name, right? I want the account name of the people running, okay? So I want the account name of the current running scripts, okay? So sometime you want to know which one the real person, because I'm using that for my debug purposes. But you might use that for, I don't know, logging, checking, controlling who is doing what, you know. So in that case, get account name won't work, because most of the time here, always get account name will tell me admin, 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 because this is what, because the server will, the perform script on server will always use that account for me to run to run server scripts. But if you want to know the person, right, that is running the script, so let me explain. Let me do a demonstration. So let's copy this in my server that my test here. I had this test. I have a test here. So it's a test. This is a matrix. So that's a matrix, something that I always use. I copy paste and then I put my script. So during the script, you know, after the script, before the script. So let's say I have a script here, right? I have a, I don't know, a perform find, and I have nothing here, right? Or I can say something like this. Let's make an error. Okay. So I want to run this, right? But I want to run this on server, okay? And I want the so I'm going to run this on server, okay? And I will see my activity changing, right? So let's test it. So I'm going to perform this on server. No, oops. Okay. So I perform these scripts on server. Perform it. I show activity, and here it tells me, okay, I have on August admin script on server, PSO server activity matrix, took nothing, and I have an error, and I have an error 103. Relationship is missing because it's not good, you know. So I have an error. So here, and I don't have a duration. Let's put a duration. So how you put a duration? Very easy, very easy. We do this, pause, like, I don't know, 3 seconds, and do. So I perform the script another time. Look what happened here. Perform the script. You wait the 3 seconds, it will create a new record. Bam. So now, right, I have this. And I have no error. I don't know why. That's okay. So why is it no errors? Oh yeah, okay. That's why I want to explain it. Here he said no error. Why? Because the error evaluation happened after this. This returned no error. If I put this here, I will get back my error. So you understand what I mean? So let's say I have this error here, right? Now, let's run it again. I will get back the error. I get it back because it showed me. So how we track errors in that way. Let's say I want to track multiple errors. Let's say I have something broken. I don't know. I don't know how I can do that. Let's say so I have a pause, go to layouts, okay? And I'm putting a layout name like this, okay? So I'm putting something like this. So now I have this error here, right? But also I have another error. I have another possible error. I have a possible errors, right? That I want to track. So let's say I have 2 times error here, right? So doing that way, right? Look what happened now. Running this, and now the error will change. Layout is missing. Why? It's because the last evaluation was the layouts. It first evaluated this error, right? So this error happened. This error happened. And this error happened. But in my case, I don't want to know all the errors. I'm not interested in knowing the error. I'm interested sometime in knowing the first one and sometime knowing the last one. So if I want to know the last one, right, I don't care. I just say, evaluate this one, evaluate this one, evaluate this one, and I will have the last. Or sometime I want to evaluate one, you know what I mean? So, for example, let's say I want to accumulate 2 errors, for example. I want to track multiple errors, and that's why I'm putting that at the end. Because now I want to accumulate the errors. Okay. So I'm accumulating, so I have the first error. Then I said, okay, I want whatever, I want the list or whatever error says, and this. Right? So I'm setting, I know it's kind of crazy, but I set a variable with an error, the first one. Okay. Then I'm setting back the same error, the same variable with the same name. I know it's crazy. And I said, that new variable with the same name, take whatever is already there and add the last new error. So let's say what happened now. Right? So I think I need to modify that layout because I should have said, it should have give me the 2 errors here. Why only 1? Errors, list, error, and get last error, yes. So I don't understand why it didn't work. Error, okay. And okay, so I don't know why it didn't work. It should have worked. Error. I'm looking for the names, so I don't have any problem here. List error and the get last error. I don't know why it doesn't.
Lynn said your error field is probably a number.
Maybe that's right, but it should have, if you click on the field, it should have give me the, it should have give me the, you know what I mean? It should have give me the thing. Okay, so let's go, do it again. See, no, if not, I have another way, but I would love to get that working, but if I can, I can. No, that weird. That weird. So, okay, if not, I have another way to do that, right? So you get the error 1, and then you get the error 2. I don't understand what that doesn't work, but it's okay. I don't have the time now. I don't want to confuse you. I will get it for next week, right? Error 1, error 2. And here, right, I have a list within a list, right? So how we do that? Very simple. I'm setting a variable, you know, and I call that error all. And what it is, it's the list of error 1 and error 2. That's the most simplest way, right? So when I go there, I just say, I want this. It's incredible because I said, oh, hold on. Script results. Yeah, okay, it's my bad. Okay. Here, yes, because the script here, so the script results. Oh, here why. Okay, so that's my bad. Okay, now I know why. Okay, so let me explain. So let's reverse this. Let's reverse this like it was, because now it will work. This will work. Because, why I was doing this? Now remember. Because I'm sending this as parameters. So I'm sending one parameter, another one, another one, another one, another one. When the script here will receive the parameter, when this script will receive the parameters, the script results, okay, pretty much where I put the errors, it gets only the fifth of this. It will get only the fifth of this. That the first 2, 3, 4, and 5. And if I have a 6, 7, 8, it don't. So that's why I put that at the end, but I forgot about it because so long I didn't do that. Here I need to change this. And this is not get parameter value, which is, by the way, it's one of my custom functions that get the value of the script step. Now, what I need to do now is this. Middle value. I need to change this into middle values. Get into the script parameter. Starting value 4, okay, or 5. And I want so I'm starting from the 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. I include my 5. And I said, oh, I want 9,000. 9,000 possibility. So now, that's why I was so confused. I said, why? Something I'm using all day. So now I'm doing this, and it's going to give me the two errors combined. It says I have a 103 first, and then I have a 105. I have two errors. So let's do now a third error. Right? So now that I have my system here, I can say the first is this, then whatever this, but now look what happened. Let's say I'm doing a set field by name, right? And I'm doing this blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. And I'm copying this, I duplicate this, I'm doing this. Now we'll have 3. Why? Why keep going like this? Even this I didn't. This will set the first one. Okay? But I could have, by the way, I could have said this if I want. The first one will say whatever in the list, whatever in the variable mass plus the current one. If there's nothing in the current variable, right, it will just add 1. Then it will say whatever in this variable plus the 1. Whatever in this variable plus this. So it will accumulate all the time. So let me show. So now I'm doing this. I will have 3 errors. 103, 105, 102, right? And the last one is field is missing, right? So 103, 105, 102, that's the errors I get. So you keep going like this with this technique here. And this technique of creating, of self-replicating variable is cool because you don't need to do what I wanted to do before, list 1 plus list 2 plus, error 1, error 2, error 3. You understand? It's not great. I wasn't understanding why this wasn't working, but it worked because you don't need to take care of that anymore. You can have a forward one. You can just create another perform script by name, perform script like this, for example, and you duplicate this, you put this, and you have your fault error tracking. And you didn't do anything. Okay, now you have 104, script missing, right? You have a field missing, you have the layout missing, you have everything missing here. So, so you accumulate, but on the script steps, I didn't do anything. It's the same. So that means I can copy this script step and paste, and everything, and every of my script, right? So this is how you create this, right? So last thing I want to show. Here, this admin stuff here, it's the name of the user that the server is using to perform the script, but it's not my name. It's not. So let's, I hope I have another, because that was my demo file. So I hope I have another get, what is my name here? I hope it's not, otherwise I change it. So get account name, get username. Okay, so let's say I want the username. I don't want the account name. I want the username. If I use username here, look what happened. Performs him. Piece of server. That's the username. So you have no clue. You have no clue who did that. Absolutely no clue who said. It will always be the same. The same. So it's not good. It's not good at all. You want because that's the username of the server, because the server is performing the script, not you. The server is performing the script, absolutely not you. So this guy here is performing the server. He's performed this on server. So you put on the parameter get username. This guy is the guy local that performed the script on server. This is the guy sending the order. I'm putting in the script parameter the username. And I get there, right? And I set a variable. Set variable, username. And I said, get script parameter. Now I have the username from the parameter. So that means the username is no longer given by the server. It's the user that do this. And here, instead of saying get username, I'm doing this, and look what happened. Now, bam, it's Nick Hunter. Because it's no longer the get username performance server, it's the get username of the guy who will send the order of the server to perform on server, right? And you do this by using their parameters. So you perform, you evaluate the username before the script running by the guy, and then you send it to the script, to the server by using that technique.
I think we're good. Thank you very much, Nick. This has been awesome. We look forward to having you back tomorrow for Tuesday. So
tomorrow?
Wow, break. Nope. Tuesday. I said tomorrow and Tuesday in the same sentence. I meant Tuesday. Tomorrow,
okay, Tuesday. No, tomorrow I'm not there. Tomorrow, tomorrow I'm off. Tomorrow
tomorrow you're free. Sorry.
I'm at the beach tomorrow. Sorry.
Oh, nice. Enjoy. I'll be jealous.
I'm at the beach.
Ba-ba-da-ba-ba. Okay.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Thanks, everyone.
Got a report of an individual up here who may be a FileMaker license. Well, it's potentially expired. Look at the back of that car right there. Looks like the FileMaker license has expired. Sir, I need you to step out of the vehicle. Sir, step out of the vehicle. Sir.